Hello, my dear students. It's a pleasure to meet you in our educational program of Geology and Environmental Sciences. In our today's program, we will have a revision, general revision on both syllabus of Geology and Environmental Sciences in forms of questions and answers. Let's start with the following. What are the structure types of the following diagram? As you see, my dear students, we have graben. In grabens, this type of structures develop when two hanging walls of two normal faults combine with each other in one rock block. Also, we have horst. In this type of structure, it developed when the 2-foot wall of two normal faults combine with each other one rock block. As you see, the differences in the direction of the fault depth. As you see, we have high elevated part, which is the horst, and the lower part is the graben. So we can have both structures together. Now let's go to the next questions about the types of the soil profile. As you know, my dear students, we have the uppermost horizon, which is A horizon. It is commonly grayish because of the addition of humus resulting from the decay of plant roots and animal tissues. Also, in this horizon, it is described as a zone of leaching because percolating water moves the soluble salts and the finest clay particles downward to the underlying horizon. This horizon is called B horizon, also known as the zone of accumulation. As you see, the first zone, A zone, known by the zone of leaching. This is the zone of accumulation because it has grained part of the soluble salts and iron oxides leached from A horizon. The B horizon also contains a small amount of organic matter. Finally, the C horizon slightly altered bedrock of the broken and decayed or decomposed fragments mixed with the clay. It rests on the parent rock. The bedrock is not part of the soil profile itself because plant roots rarely reach to the C horizon itself. So this is the profile where we have the original rock, zone C, zone B, zone A, while we're going from down to top. Now, my dear students, let's go to another question. How the Egyptian government solved the problem of soil erosion. The agricultural land in Egypt was exposed to a big destruction process. As we all know, the state has issued restricted laws to prevent these manufactures of the red brick from the soil of the agricultural land since August 1985. Factories for making bricks from clay or cement, other substances in order to save the agricultural soil from the destruction were established. Which of the following organisms would probably belong to the same trophic level as bear? Is it deer, oak tree, a wolf, or a cow? We looking for an animal as bear in its way of feeding. So the right question here is the wolf. Which of the following organisms would probably belong to the same trophic level? We have also deer, an oak, tree, wolf, and cow. We have two animals. They are similar in their trophic level. Both of them are deer and cow. Both are herbivorous. Bottom fish are found which trophic level? Is it in second trophic level, third trophic level, fourth trophic level, or last trophic level? Yes, this is the right answer. It is the last trophic level because they act as decomposers. The mature river stage characterized by the presence of specific features such as, is it waterfalls, dry delta, potholes, or oxbow lake? Yes, the right feature here for the mature river, it is the oxbow lake. Delta usually formed in the river at which stage? Is it capture stage, mature, youth, or old? Yes, the right choice here, it is the old stage, when the river comes to the lowest part of the topography and meet the sea. So we start having delta deposits. The river terraces are in which stage? Is it rejuvenation stage, mature stage, youth stage, or old stage? Terraces, as you know, it is formed in rejuvenation stage. Which of the following elements are represented by a percentage over than 25% by way of the rock of the crust? One element of these four elements, silica, magnesium, aluminum, or iron, with a percentage over than 25%. It is silica. Now let's go to the second question. Which of the following elements are represented by a percentage less than 5% by weight of the rocks of the crust? We have four elements: oxygen, magnesium, aluminum, and iron. The one here was less than 5% in the Earth's crust. It is the magnesium. Write the scientific term. We have here another type of questions. You discovered a rock with a phanetic texture containing amphibole, biotite, and sodium feldspars. What the name of this rock? Is it gabbro, granite, basalt, or andesite? With this type of textures and the heavy elements here like biotite and sodium feldspars, it is the andesite. It's not diorite, granite, gabbros, or basalt. It is the andesite. The rock in this question, the type of this rock, it is volcanic, plutonic, porphyritic, or highly weathered. Okay, this type of rock is And we have another choice here, which is none of the above choices. So it is a volcanic rock, andesite is a volcanic rock. Now we have a matching questions. We have two rows. The first row here is some phenomena like natural extinction, recent extinction, changing the environment. And we have some results here like leads to destruction of many species, is estimated by few number of species, is estimated by thousands of species. As you see, my dear students, we have two similar statements, natural and recent extinction. So this is what we're talking about, the number of extinct species. The natural extinction is estimated by few number of species. However, the recent extinction, it is unnatural extinction, so it is estimated by thousands of species. And finally, the question for changing the environment, it leads to the destruction of many species. Also, we have matching question, the first row here, overgrazing, overhunting, soil erosion, extravagance using water. The second column, we have hindered land reclamation. We have exposes the surrounding area to feeding, cause erosion, leads to provide the chance for new animal species, and finally destroy agricultural land. So one phenomena here will destroy the agricultural land, and another one will lead to provide a chance for new animal species, and we have hinders land reclamation and exposes the surrounding areas to feeding. Let's start, and I have another choice here, causes the disappearance of some animal species. For overgrazing, it causes erosion, of course, because it left the land without coverage, and the different agents of erosion start working on this area, so it leads to erosion. Overhunting, of course, it will cause the disappearance of some animal species. Soil erosion will destroy the agricultural land. Extravagance using water, it leads to hinders land reclamation. Now, my dear students, let's go to another question. How can animals adapt for temperature changes? We have spore and cyst in protozoa. Also, we have germ in bacteria. We have hibernation of some amphibians and reptiles when the temperature decreases or increases. Also, we have a phenomena of summer laziness. It means escaping from temperatures such as mollusks, insects, and some reptiles. We have also a phenomena of migration. Some animals will migrate to other areas where temperature is not suitable. Sediment always carried above the river bed, and the moving current is classified as solution load, bed load, suspended load, or continuous load, and finally none of the above. This is the way of transporting sediments. It is transported above the river bed. so it is not migrating at the lower part of the river, it is moving by suspension. This kind of movement called suspended load. Alluvial fan develop at the base of continental shelf, the continental slope, mountain fronts, fault scarp, or none of the above. As you see, my dear students, this is sediments coming from mountains and will be deposited at the low-leveled area. So this area, it is called the mountain fronts. When rivers enter large bodies of standing water, they typically debauch their load, forming one of the features is it alluvial fan, submarine fans, barrier islands, or deltas. One of these is formed when the river enters large bodies of standing water, or none of the above. This is the delta. Strips of sand and gravels lying above sea level and paralleling the adjacent coastal line, but separated from it by a narrow body of water. This type of deposit is called alluvial fans, submarine fans, barrier islands, deltas, or none of the above. Of course, this is a barrier island where it is parallel to the coastal line. What do you call accumulations of sand that are the result of blowing wind, dunes or sand dunes? Gravels, including pebbles, are pieces or older rocks materials greater than, yes, this is the size of the gravels. It is greater than 2 millimeter, 4 millimeter, 64 millimeter, or 256 millimeters. So we are asking about this type of sediments. Its name is gravels, and we know it is greater than 2 millimeters. A sedimentary rock composed of rounded gravel is called conglomerate. Yes, that's the right name. A sedimentary rock composed of angular gravel is called breccia. The largest classed size in the range of gravels is it called the pebble, cobble, very coarse sand, boulder, or none of the above. As you know, my dear students, this is the largest size of gravels. It is boulder. Sand is cohesionless sediments ranging in size between which millimeter and which millimeter. The range of the sand size, it is 0.06 to 2 millimeter. A mudstone is composed of particles ranging in size from less than 0.004 millimeter to 0.06 millimeter. So this is mudstone. It is a mixture of silt and clay size. The process of reducing pore space by depositing younger sediments on the top of the older material is referred to as dilation. reduction, contraction, compaction, or none of the above. As you see, my dear students, this is a process where the sediment start to be changed to rocks. So this process known as compaction. The cement in sandstone is typically the result of the precipitation of mineral like quartz and calcite from the atmosphere, organisms, fauna, flora, or solution. Where they got these cements? Is it coming from atmosphere, organisms, fauna, flora, or solution? Of course, solution is the right choice. Now let's go to another type of questions. What happens if rainwater collected in inactive volcanic vent will get a rounded lake? Groundwater saturated with carbon dioxide percolated limestone rocks will start having caves. Groundwater with acidic property will dissolve carbon dioxide and act as weak acid, completely dissolve rocks such as limestone and widen joints and fractures, forming wide caves in limestones. So we will have caves in this limestone rock. When the condition have changed to the adverse and are not suitable for dissolve, the deposition of calcite from water percolating limestone, so we have stalactites which is hanging from the ceiling. Also we have stalagmites which projecting upward from the floor of the limestone cave. What happens if orthoclase is subjected to chemical weathering? Orthoclase composed of potassium aluminum silicate, which is weak mineral and as the effect of carbonic acid formed by dissolving carbon dioxide in rainwater. Hydrogen ions released from the dilute carbonic acid and attack orthoclase and will decompose it by losing silica and potassium to give kaolinite, the common clay mineral. What happens if a river meets the sea? A delta forms where the river deposits sediments faster than the sea can remove it. So we start having this cone deposit which is called delta. Nile Delta, for example, deposits with economic important minerals such as gold, diamond, antimony, and limonite. In Egypt, the black sand appear in North Delta region as well as Rashid coastline until Arish in the east and contain monazite minerals which contains radioactive minerals, limonite and zircon which are used in ceramics. What happens if water table near to stream or lakes? The water table may be close to the ground surface. So we have a higher ground water table. What in the case of water table in desert or mountainous regions? The water table lies at greater depth because the scarcity of water going to the underground water. We have another question here, fill in the space. In the energy pyramid, each trophic level contains which percentage of the energy? It is the 10% of the next level, as one below. The last percent mostly transformed to which transform it to heat. Thus, if we started with 1,000 kilograms of phytoplanktons, only kilograms of it, how many kilograms? Only 100 kilograms of it will move to the following trophic level. In the zooplanktons, it will become which kilograms? Only 10 kilograms in smaller fish level and 10 kilograms in large fish and 0.1 kilograms in shark or whales, the big marine creatures, and finally it will be 0.01 kilograms in man food if he fed on these forms. So as you see, we started by 1,000 kilograms and we finished in the top of this trophic level to only 0.01 kilograms when the man start feeding with the and the same pyramid of the marine trophic pyramid. Now, my dear students, we come to the end of our today's program. I hope you got benefits from our today's episode. Until we meet next time, have my best wishes and goodbye.